Good morning. We're waking you out of bed with a little new bumper here because I pissed a Brit off. And he said ugly words to me, accused me of things that he had no right to accuse me. So I blew all the old content away, but it's back now, and I've got new license on paper in black and white, and hopefully it never rears its ugly head again. Yeah. I've got everything that I think that I need. If people understood just how hard it is just to do anything, because everybody thinks, hey, you're trying to screw me.
Either that, they want to put their hand in your pocket, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I honestly, I said this, I honestly thought I had done the right thing. I honestly thought when I purchased the license for the music that we were using before that I had done so under the proper terms and stuff. So this weekend, I spent a lot of time just making sure that I did this right, so that I definitely do not want to piss off a Brit again. That's very important. You don't do that.
Maybe you get a local band, a rock band or something like that to do your music.
I have got a guy. Everybody's got to have a guy.
Yeah.
But I've got a guy that does that type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know how to get in touch with him again. And I found out I'm supposed to maybe do some T-shirts for a local magician that does close-up magic that's having a show down in Lincoln in the upstairs of the Brick Tree Brewery. You might want to take advantage of it. It's coming up this Saturday. And the guy that's doing his background music and that kind of stuff is this guy.
Okay.
He don't read the first note of music hardly, but he's all by ear, plays multiple instruments, and he would be a great guy to do some custom stuff.
Okay.
For me. So,
yeah.
But for right now, we're legal. There's nobody outside, with guns drawn or anything to arrest me. And the problem that I had, I could have worked out something with him and taken a subscription and continued to use the music. Didn't like his tone. Don't talk to me like that.
Did he offer were there other ways and avenues to get more music or to get more content?
Oh, this subscription would have allowed me to use 5 tracks a month in perpetuity. But I did not trust him because what I was doing with it said it did not conform to the subscription that I felt like I should be paying for.
Okay.
And he wanted to do a custom subscription. So I didn't know if I need to send him a copy of my books or my P&L. That I'm like, dude, we just got to do this for fun. It pays the light bill and the rent, but we do this just to have fun and a kind of a community service. So anyway, we're past that now, and it's all going to be okay.
Okay. Yes, it is. Did you have a good Father's Day?
I sure did. Got my dog back.
Mm-hmm.
That was the important thing. His surgery went well, and the only thing about it, he's got a cone on, and I don't like the cone, and he don't like the cone, but he's got to wear it so that, bless his heart, he's not but about this long, and I swear his incision is about that long because he's so small. He weighs less than 4 pounds. They couldn't do it laparoscopically.
Okay.
They had to actually go in and do it. But it's funny. What's funny about it is everywhere he goes, nobody wants to give him back. He's a little sweet man.
Mm-hmm.
And on Saturday night, whoever the nurse was, this is a regular animal hospital.
In Asheville.
Yes.
Whoever
the nurse was, just put his bed on her desk, and he stayed up there with her through the night. So he was a sweet man. And I'm glad to have him back. Let's see. Bob says, wait until someone claims that you stolen Juju. I can take Dave.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just telling you, I can take Dave. Carrie, good morning. Carolyn, good morning. Amber, good morning. Brandon, good morning. Matt.
I assure you, you will not have to pay anything in terms of fines.
Oh, wait a minute, Dave! You're saying you can't mention Dave and pay and say never. That's not going to work out right. We've changed our tune here. It's very decent of me, he said. He's going to send me something via PayPal, and I'll pay the invoice and the license. And sorry, you don't want to hear it to pick up the offer of the subscription. That would seem to be a way of getting us on the same page. I'd be happy to give you some free downloads to get you started. Well, we may discuss that, but I'm not sure that this won't rear its ugly head again, because it's what got us into this to start with. So anyway, this is me. This is just me. That's been the only ugly part of the weekend, is dealing with this, because this came in on Friday.
Okay.
So I had to deal with it, figure it out, try to make it right, because even if I think I did the right thing, and I wished I had emails and stuff from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whenever I got it, but I couldn't find them. I've changed services, email services. So I'll do what's right. I mean, do I think it's right? No, but I don't always have to think it's right. I just need to do what's right.
So this guy was British or is living in England?
He is British.
Is he living in the UK?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So he was watching. So we have viewers, or we had viewers.
No. Here's the way this works. This is a music house. He is the CEO of a group of composers that do this music. Alan, good morning. And just like Facebook, they have sniffers out there looking for their stuff. When I did my music morning show on Facebook, I got blown off the air because they said I was using copyrighted material. And I was, but I had purchased license from ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC, who are the 98% majority of the music licensings people in the United States, that make sure that these people's, when their music is played, they get their 2 pennies or whatever. They get their royalties, and I want them to. That's why I bought the license. But I was paying close to $1,600 a year for these licenses, and Facebook was knocking me off and telling me I violated. And then sometimes they would put me on super secret double probation.
Okay.
And I couldn't get into Facebook for 2 days. And I kept emailing through their support method, guys, where do I send you my license? I bought a license from the music licensing companies, the bodies that license music, that was purchased for web streaming. I wasn't a radio station. I'm web streaming, and I bought that specific license. There was nobody at Facebook that you can talk to. If you're not, the only people that Facebook talk to are the people that buy big chunks of advertising.
Yeah.
Because they're not interested in anything else. So I just kept banging my head against the wall, so I quit doing my music show and canceled my license. I didn't need them.
Yeah.
I didn't need them. So, and we would use music as bumper on the show, and it got to be the same thing. So that's why I got away from it. I went out and found some music. What I was looking for was royalty-free music licensings that gave me the ability to use that music on the line for whatever means that I needed to. I couldn't sell it to somebody else. I couldn't take parts of it and cut it up and create something that was mine, okay, which I didn't. I used it just like it was. So, I don't know whether I need to put on the Facebook page something down at the bottom or something that scrolls if you'd like to see a copy of my license, or put it on the website.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's the license. Here's the license that gives me authority to use this music. And the thing about the new music that I just got that I like is the license says for web use, including YouTube, for monetization, so that I can monetize, which means sell ads. And the music that I had before, I never used it as bed music in an advertising spot.
No, just in and out of commercial breaks.
Commercials, that's all.
Yep, start of the show.
I've got $1,000 libraries of production bed music that you hear under these spots that I bought, that I own. I can take the CDs and show them to you. So I try to do what's right. Yeah. And then don't come at me heavy. When you come at me heavy and throw words like piracy around before you ask me a question, we didn't get off on the right foot. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, we kicked that ass earlier, about 300, 400 years ago. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let that go. Todd, good morning. Let me give you baseball notes to start with.
240 to be exact.
Okay. Seems like
245.
Milton saying good morning. Mountain Island Charter will take on East Surrey to see who represents the West in the 1A. In the 2A, Forbush will take on RS Central to see who represents the West. In the 3A, it'll be Cox Mill against Sun Valley. And in the 4A, Providence will take on Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, Sun Valley took care of St. Stephen's early on in that game.
And I guess it was
it was 6-7-0.
East Lincoln beat Ledford, but then fell to Forbush, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah.
I believe that's right. I think that's the way that it worked. Did you watch any of the U.S. Open?
I saw bits and pieces. I was more in tune to the College World Series. I watched a lot of that.
Last 3.5 hours I watched, and I was so glad to see Jon Rahm win. Not that I don't like Louis, but to see Jon Rahm, after he got screwed 2 weeks ago, win that tournament.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And Bryson DeChambeau, he absolutely came unglued. He shot a 9 over par on the back 9.
So he went bogey 9 holes in a row.
No. He had a quadruple bogey on one hole. He had an 8 on a par 4.
See, I didn't see that. Wow.
He didn't either. He was tied for the lead.
He was.
Halfway through the final round. And absolutely came unglued. It just came apart.
Where would that rank in major history with the Greg Normans and that kind of thing?
Nobody does it like Greg Norman because he did it so many times. But I was excited for Jon Rahm. Now, it would have been a good day had Louis had an opportunity. He was only trailing by 1 with 3 holes to play and just couldn't make a move. And then he hit one in a hazard, and he had to take a stroke penalty. And then he made bogey on 17. That put him 2 strokes down, so he needed to hole out on his third shot from 130-some yards on the par 5-18 to tie.
Wow.
Okay? And now it still wouldn't have been a bad day for Jon Rahm because it was 2.25 for the winner, 1.35 for the runner-up. So his wife was smiling a lot regardless, So she was excited.
I did watch part of it with the local kid, JT Poston, who finished, I think, tied for 35th, something like that in the 30s. But he made it through all 4 rounds, probably picked up a nice check. And first time he's made it through a major like that for the entire, made the cut. We're going to have one of his buddies on later in the show. Zach Jarrett's going to join us at 8:45.
Good morning, T-Wheels. Bob said that DeChambeau actually led by a stroke when he made the turn. I've read that there were many hecklers that finally got to him, and he just lost it. Well, he created that with the jabbing. And what's funny, Bob, is give me the guy that he has the problem with because I never can pronounce his name.
Koepka.
Koepka finished higher than DeChambeau, but that wasn't the case when they made the turn. But it was a U.S. Open that's typical of U.S. Opens. Except it was not the rough that got them, which usually does. But, boy, they were putting on linoleum. And the greens weren't breaking as they thought. And just it was Bob said Poston tied for 40th and earned $44,000.
Okay.
Just call him Cupcake. Okay, I can do that, Bob. Cupcake. Bill Klein, good morning. Glad to have you with us as well. Now, I'll tell you another note about the U.S. Open that I did not know until yesterday. He was the first Spaniard to win the U.S. Open. I, for some reason, would have thought that Seve won it somewhere along the line, Seve Ballesteros. But he did not. The best finish Seve ever had in the U.S. Open was third.
Yeah, he did well in at the Masters, right?
Yes.
Seve was pretty good.
Yeah.
44,000 or 440,000?
44K.
Seems like that's really low.
I don't know.
I mean, 1.3 for second, 40th, 44,000.
I'll look at it for you.
I think it's 440.
I'll look at it for you. I'll look at it for you.
Okay,
No problem.
but
No.
nonetheless, it's still a heck of an accomplishment.
Sure.
To make the U.S. Open.
And something else, Cupcake got $4.98. Something else that I thought was interesting about the whole thing, when Rahm went back to the driving range, when he thought there was going to playoff, and this was another thing that's changed. It used to be the U.S. Open was an 18-hole playoff the next day.
Yes.
Now they've gone to a 2-hole aggregate. I got nothing on that one. It was going to be hole 7 and 18 had they had to go to a playoff or a sudden death. But he was out on the driving range just trying to keep the nerves in check. Mm-hmm. His wife was sitting down from the driving range, and who was with her but Lefty himself?
Oh, Phil Mickelson.
Phil Mickelson. Just casual conversation. You'd never see Tiger do that. That wouldn't happen. He would be pissed because he wasn't up there winning. And I didn't realize till afterwards, when Phil went up and gave him a hug afterwards, they both played at Arizona State.
Okay.
John Rahm and Phil Mickelson both played for the Sun Devils. And I didn't know that either. So I just learned so much yesterday. It was amazing the amount of material that I learned. And I love to learn. Richie, good morning. Jeff said Ballesteros and Olazabal, both great, never won the U.S. Open. Yeah. Maria Olazabal. He didn't, but I would have thought Seve would have won it because I always looked at Seve as the greatest Spaniard to play golf. Love Seve. Seve was Tiger before Tiger with the attitude.
Who was what was the nationality for Chichi Rodriguez?
I don't know why I won't say Colombian. I don't
Somewhere in South America.
Yeah, I think so. I'll check that too.
He was a character.
Let me take a break. Yes.
Lee Trevino? He was
Mexican.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He was Mexican. But he
probably has some
Mexican
Spanish
descent. Mexican descent, but he was born in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, Lee was, I'm pretty sure. Take a break.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Stifel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stifel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4 Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. Let me go ahead and get my disclaimer out there. That is not a Led Zeppelin cut.
That's what I was thinking of, that or Black Sabbath or something.
That is an actual bed music that I bought from melodyloops.com. How about that? Oh, goodness. Kenny Weaver, good morning. Jeff Taylor said that Mickelson's brother was Rom's coach at Arizona State. I didn't realize his brother.
I like those stories.
Yes,
I mean, the connections that are made, relationships that are formed in college and universities and stuff, that is really, really neat to see.
And when you think about golf, other than just a few, most of these guys are really nice guys and really get along with each other. I mean, there's a few that have issues, but still, it's it's a great way. I like watching it. That's the first time I sit down and watch that much golf in a long time.
And the ones that don't have any issues are the ones that don't make any noise. They don't make any waves. You don't hear about them in the news at all. And so they don't make great copy, but they're the ones that, year in and year out, get it done, are very consistent.
Richie said the wheels fell off for DeChambeau after he hit that flop shot over the green that landed beside the camera tower. He went to hit a flop shot, and it was 6-inch grass. I think 1 foot was down in a sand trap, way off balance, and he bladed it, and he crushed it across the green. And after that, he just kind of came unglued.
Yeah.
Just kind of came unglued. So bad day for him, no less. One other place I wanted to go to, College World Series. You said you watched it.
I did.
State with a big game. Virginia with a big game. State plays tonight at 6. Virginia plays tomorrow at 6, if I'm not mistaken.
It's ACC right now, ACC versus the SEC. State plays Vanderbilt tonight and their outstanding pitching staff, their starters, and Mississippi State plays Virginia. And you're starting to see, and I was watching so much of it, the first day when State played, I believe on Saturday, that they said the wind was blowing out, and that normally doesn't happen. They said as the further you go in the World Series and the games get maybe at night, the wind will start, it'll blow in, it'll become more of a pitcher's ballpark in a pitcher's type game. And, man, we saw that twice yesterday. They Vanderbilt broke the record on Saturday in their extra inning win. And then yesterday, Mississippi State's pitchers broke that record of most strikeouts in a game with 21.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21.
And that kid, Will Bednar, his brother is a major leaguer now in the bullpen with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's probably going to be a first-round draft pick in a couple of weeks and will make $5, $6, $7 million. But small high school, Western Pennsylvania, out in the country kind of thing, and he is now risen to be a top pitcher in college baseball.
Tell me, how many people does that stadium hold? That's a pretty impressive stadium.
Yeah, it's a newer stadium too. I mean, it's not the old stadium that they played for a number of years. 15,000 maybe.
The other thing, Landon Sims and the Bulldogs ran their season total to 765 strikeouts, tying the Division I record. And I don't know if do you remember the Virginia story, the catcher?
No.
I just caught the end of this. My wife said, "Is State not playing?" And I'm like, "No, they're not playing." Logan Michaels gave his dad one of the greatest Father's Day gifts imaginable.
Yeah. He's the one that's surviving cancer.
His first College World Series at bat. The light-hitting catcher for Virginia homered for the first time this season. His dad, a 3-year pancreatic cancer survivor. Pancreatic cancer survivor does not usually come in the same sentence. Was there to see his son do it, and the Cavaliers beat Virginia 6-0. And then afterwards, they showed him holding the treasured ball in the stands. His dad got the home run ball.
Yeah.
And somebody brought it to him that caught it and brought it to his dad. So I thought that was a great story. Like to see those stories. You don't see a whole lot of that, but that was
put a lump in your throat.
That was a good story.
Sure does.
Yeah, you like to see those. You really like to see those. But College World Series, it could last for a while. But right now, Virginia and State are still on the winner's side of the bracket.
Yeah, and along with Vanderbilt, they're going to go up against tonight. State will Jack Leiter, who's probably going to be another number 1 draft pick. He's a son of a former major leaguer. And it's going to be tough for the Wolfpack, but they jumped all over what everybody thought was, they already beat the number 1 team going in, and they had a good first game, got out ahead, held on, and then blew it away in the 9th inning. They hit the ball around as opposed to some of the other teams you're seeing. I hate to say this, but it's starting to look a little bit like the major leagues, strikeout, home run, or walk. But State hit the ball around quite a bit. Does the old hit and run, small ball type thing. If they can do that, they may have a chance. I don't know if they have the pitching to survive, but they certainly are there in the second round.
Richie said that Virginia State had to feel good going into the College World Series because they probably had the hardest road to Omaha through the regionals and super regionals of any team. Mm-hmm. Capacity at the stadium in Omaha, it's Rosenblatt Stadium.
That's the old place.
That's the old place?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called, maybe it's the same stadium, but it's now called TD Ameritrade.
Well, of course, 23,000.
Wow.
23,145. I thought it was pretty big. It said one major addition was 10,000 seats back in 2001.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's the same stadium. I thought it was a brand new stadium.
Not according to this. I think they redid it.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No. It says, with the anticipated opening of TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha, that park is 24,000. It opened in 2011. It is the replacement for the historic Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium, and it has the ability to expand to 35,000.
And if you look on the map there, I mean, it's pretty cool. They're right on the border, the state line between Nebraska and what is the next state next to it? I guess it's Iowa?
You're the geography guy.
I think that's Iowa.
Is that Iowa?
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to take your word for it. I'm not a geography guy.
I heard him
They
talking
did it in
about
2009, and yep, they moved it over there.
Okay.
Yep, moved it over there.
I think I heard him talking on the broadcast that it's not too far from the stadium where the state line is. You can be standing like, with the Franz Stadium over at the Hickory Crawdads, you can be in Burke County and Catawba County at the same time.
How many?
If you hit the ball out.
How many places are like that? You got like St. Louis. There's a lot of cities, big cities that are right on state lines. It's not a big city, but Bristol, Tennessee / Virginia, the state line's right in the middle of town.
Yeah, it is.
It cuts.
And there's another one up north, up in the Northeast, somewhere like in, I don't know, Massachusetts or Vermont or something like that. But that is definitely one of those things.
Iowa.
If you're Iowa. If you're a sports fan, that's a place to go on the bucket list.
Omaha is right there, and then you've got Sioux City, Iowa, that is right on the border of Nebraska on that side. And then Kansas City is another one just south of that. The same way, it kind of sits on the line.
Yes, it does.
Because you've got Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep.
Yep. That's the other one I was thinking about. Okay, there's your geography lesson for
there you
today.
Go.
But yeah, College World Series. I'll probably get into that a little bit.
There's a kid on NC State's pitching staff. I don't know how much he's pitched this year, but he was an All-American at Catawba Valley Community College a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah. He went from Campbell to CVCC, now at NC State. And they have another kid from Mooresville on their roster who's a batter, I believe.
On NC State's roster?
On NC State's roster.
Mm-hmm.
And I always looked at the rosters and see any regional local kids. But this kid, a pitcher, was an All-American at CVCC. And I don't know where he was from high school, but he pitched here for the Buccaneers. And you're representing this morning, so I thought I'd mention that.
I'm repping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cody brings me free clothes. I'll wear them. Yeah. People ask me, you work there? No. My wife does, but I wear whatever clothes are in the closet that are clean. Richie said that talking about physical size of stadiums, Tennessee had the smallest stadium of the teams left playing. Its dimensions are smaller than most stadiums. Are there not minimums?
I don't know. I don't know for college baseball. Minor leagues there are.
There are for minor leagues.
Yes.
What about the majors?
I would suppose, and that's why I think that's one reason why you saw one of the reasons why you saw the changes in minor league baseball is Major League Baseball got their hands all over that, and they said if we're gonna keep a team here, you got to do this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Either go before the owners of the team, or you go before the city leaders and say if you want to keep this stadium and want to keep the franchise here, you got to fix this, this, and this. Got to have this and that. Have a checklist of things.
Todd wants to know if I've seen the news about the transgender weightlifter from New Zealand. No, but now you've got my interest up, Todd. I'll have to.
Oh, God.
I'll have to now. NBA playoffs, I guess we're down to 4 teams.
Yeah, 4 teams have never made it to a finals, I think. Or among
so
those.
Atlanta.
Or one.
Who's Atlanta going to take on? So the Clippers and the Suns are the finals. And
that's Eastern or Western Conference finals, right?
And then Atlanta just won. They'll take on the Bucks. That's right.
Yeah.
The Bucks beat the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets over the weekend.
So the semifinals.
Mm-hmm. You're in conference finals now.
Yeah.
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 So you're down to
Final
4 teams.
4. Yeah, Final 4. Hawks have never – I don't think Atlanta's ever been to a finals. I'm sure they've been to the conference finals. When they had Dominique and maybe even Tree Rollins back in the day when they played the Celtics. I know the Bucks probably haven't been there in a long time since either Abdul-Jabbar. Well, maybe they did have a good team back in the 80s with the Bob Laniers and some other teams, but definitely those 2 teams are probably. I think, and I don't follow the NBA that much, but the Hawks were every bit as good as the Hornets this year. I don't, and I think Charlotte had a winning record against Atlanta.
And the head coach is Nate McMillan. Isn't that right?
For
the Hawks.
I think so.
And he got in trouble for some comments that he made.
He did.
And I'm trying to remember what that is. Let me take a break, and then when I come back, we'll talk about the transgender weightlifter from New Zealand. Richie says the Greenville Drive, who is the 1A affiliate of the Red Sox, has their stadium in downtown Greenville. The park had to be the same dimensions as Fenway. The only difference is the height of the Green Monster. I've heard that. I forgot about that.
And their spring training facility down in Florida is the same way. It's almost a splitting image of Fenway Park.
Wow.
Park?
Yeah,
Fenway
you're not from
Park.
around here. Let me take a break. Back in a minute.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Stiefel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stiefel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. And welcome back. Hope you like the new music. Scratching up here this morning. Oh, gosh, I'm really bored. I have a boring life to get that moved and excited by a little bit of new music. Jeff Taylor said the last time the Bucks were in the finals, Kareem still played for them. I wasn't sure when the name change came, but it looks like it came in 68 is when the name change came. But
I don't know if he made it like official or they started using it in public, because I know when he played with the Bucks in 70, did they win the championship in 70? He was still Lou Alcindor, because I remember seeing pictures with his name on the back.
Well, it says, let me find it here. During the summer of 68, he converted to Sunni Islam from Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't begin using it publicly until 71.
Okay, so that was after they won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows the starting point guard on that team, Oscar Robertson. The Big O.
Big O.
The Big O.
All right, so let me go back and look at his career. So he was with the Bucks until 75. So he was with the Bucks when the name changed. We started using it publicly in 71. And he also boycotted the Olympics.
In 72?
68.
68. Okay.
I wasn't aware of that. I missed that too. I was just a child.
What year did
who did he play against in college that played for Houston?
Elvin Hayes.
Elvin Hayes.
Mm-hmm. Played at the Houston Astrodome.
In front of 52,000.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm. Kareem had a scratch on his left cornea, and Houston won 71-69 and broke a 47-game winning streak.
Yeah, UCLA had a lot of winning streaks during those years under John Wooden. They won 88 one time, and Notre Dame beat them. They had a couple other winning streaks when Bill Walton was there. So, yeah, they were the program back in the 60s and 70s for sure.
All right, Todd, here you go. This one's for you. The New Zealand transgender Laurel Hubbard, she is, use that term very loosely, 43 years old. Okay?
Transitioned from
male to female.
Okay.
Before the gender transition, he had lifting records at the 105-pound division.
That's probably kilometers or whatever the weight.
Yeah.
It's not the normal weights. Does it say
yeah,
KM?
I just don't know. But in 2012, she was appointed to the position of Executive Officer of Olympic Weightlifting in New Zealand, transitioned to become a female, and going to the Olympics. Now, the decision attracted controversy with Belgian weightlifter Anna van Bellingham, claiming that allowing a transgender woman to compete in the women's event was unfair and that the situation was like a bad joke. My thing has been what you do with your sexuality is your business. But when you start doing things in sports, I take issue with it because there are decided advantages. Whether you like it or not, there are decided advantages. And I don't, supposedly, and I don't know if they do it in the Olympics, some high schools and stuff have said they take testosterone and estrogen readings to make sure they're in a certain range so that you don't have the extra benefit if you were previously a male. The body structure's just different and stuff. So I I just have real issue with that. I'll never, I guess, accept it. If you're going to do it, you do it, but I just don't think it's fair. That's just, not asking you to believe me or agree with me. I'm just giving you my opinion, and it has nothing to do with how I feel about people transgendering. Okay?
Yeah, and if you're in that school of is it fair or not, and that is a big watchword right now, fair and equity in the world of sports, from especially in the collegiate side, and probably not. It's not fair. Will we have a transgender games in the future? Could we just have
no?
Will not be enough?
And no, because that's not what is wanted from the community.
All right,
they want complete
acceptance by it.
Yeah, without any strings or anything else. So I don't see how you can. I'm sorry, I just don't. I could do hours on that one. I do want to mention, and we'll try to get Luke on, Luke Fountain, graduating Fred T. Ford this year. He was an honor student, National Beta Club, participated in the Lenore Ryan High School Scholars Academy. The things that he's done and accomplished, but he also served as president of the Catawba County Youth Council, president of junior and senior class at Lenore Ryan University Scholars, led a company of junior ROTC cadets at First Sergeant, attended North Carolina Youth Legislative Assembly for 2 years. He also spent time volunteering in education, sports, and the Special Olympics. And then here's the thing. He wants to go into politics. And he kind of picked his school based on a school that produces –
He's going to what, an Ivy League school?
Washington and Lee. He's going to Washington and Lee.
Oh, okay. I thought he was going like to Harvard or something.
Going to Washington and Lee in Lexington, Virginia.
Okay.
They have numerous extracurricular activities that will allow him to explore all of his interests. Additionally, he received a full scholarship to Washington and Lee, covering room, board, tuition, all other expenses. He's going to double major in politics and journalism with a minor in educational policy. Hopes to obtain a Juris Doctorate. He had the privilege of serving in the North Carolina House Representative Page Program, the Governor's Page Program, the YLA Committee co-chair, and been part of the North Carolina Student Legislature as a student at Lenore Ryan High School Honors Academy. So
that's impressive.
Yeah. He's and he's a pretty good little athlete too.
Yeah.
And congratulations to Sean and Ellen, parents of Luke, and Sean works CVCC. Ellen's a teacher and a coach.
Yeah, at Jacobs Fork Middle School.
Yeah.
And is LR grad.
Yep. So congratulations to Luke on those accomplishments. Those are the things you need to talk about. Those are the things you need to put out there in front of folks because it's important. There are good things still happening around.
And I believe he was also one of the Student Athletes of the Year for the Catawba County Sports Hall of Fame.
Probably so.
Yeah, as well. So, and yeah, it's always great to see those stories. I think young people we don't probably, say enough good things about the things that they do out there. Some of them behind the scenes.
Good things aren't.
Yeah, don't make
newsworthy.
Headlines.
Yeah. We just only want to hear the ugly stuff. In NASCAR, Kyle Larson, he has won 4 of the last 5 races in NASCAR. He was the winner at Nashville on Sunday. The week before in the All-Star race, which nobody even knew about or cared because it wasn't in Charlotte. Yeah, I said that.
It was in Texas?
In Texas Motor Speedway. That used to be the 2-week event in Charlotte. The week before that at Texas in the All-Star Open race was Eric Amarello. I believe that's the way you pronounce it. And then prior to that, Sonoma was Kyle Larson. And then at Charlotte was Kyle Larson. So, and that is his 5th win because he also was a winner at Las Vegas back in March. So, pretty impressive. That's the Hendricks team. That's good for Chevrolet. I don't follow NASCAR like I used to. I just don't. But thought I'd pass that on. That was the race this weekend. I'm trying to pull up where they're at next week, and next week they are. No, I don't want Indy. Come on. I always do that when I go look at the schedule. For some strange reason, it wants to give me the schedule for Indy racing. The next race is at Pocono.
Okay.
Yep, Pocono. Coming up this Saturday.
What do they call that? The Monster Mile?
No, that's Dover.
Okay.
Dover's
Same
the
part of
Monster
the country.
Mile. Yeah. So that's some races. Road America on July the 4th. Atlanta on the 11th. And Indy is later. It's August the 15th this year, and it's going to be on the road course, which is a little unusual, but what the heck? What can I say? You got some on this day, sir?
I do. You want to get a hold of Zach real quick?
Oh, I forgot. Thank you. Give
That's
me the
all
number.
right. It is.
Wait a minute.
Here you go. And I'll talk for a couple of minutes. Zach Jarrett, who plays minor league baseball for the Norfolk Tides, AAA team for the Baltimore Orioles, has agreed to join us. He joined us earlier this summer, right before the season started. And, of course, the minor league season did not have one last year, and he has got started at AA and got the call up about a month ago to AAA, and he's been playing with the Tides, hitting around 300. Had a pretty good game yesterday. He's got 2 or 3 home runs, and we're going to get a hold of him and talk with him about his transition going from AA to AAA. Of course, played at Hickory High School, at Charlotte before he was drafted by the Orioles, and 26-year-old, plays the outfield, center field, left field, right field, moves around. But Zach's going to talk about what's been like playing at AAA baseball.
Go ahead.
All right, hey, Zach, good morning. I was going to say a couple of things as we talk about. Tell us first, how did you hear about your call-up from AA to AAA? Tell us that story.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I think we were in Richmond whenever I was with Bowie in AA, and we had just finished a game that night, and I was already back at the hotel eating my dinner in my hotel room. Just got a call from my manager, Buck Britton, saying that I needed to get to Norfolk the next day, and they were sort of setting up the transportation in order to be able to do that and whatnot. So yeah, that was sort of how I found out that night.
Hey, you're playing right now with Norfolk and hit a little below 300, but right around 300 all year. You hit another home run over the weekend. Tell us the difference that you've noticed in playing at AAA as opposed to AA.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there is, a significant difference. I mean, you still have a lot of talented guys, and in AAA, you have a lot of guys that have been in the big leagues and have a lot of time there. And so they've been in that position, and, you've got a lot of great players and a lot of guys that are really smart. So in terms of facing pitching, it's been sort of a good experience to see and sort of test, my abilities and what I know against theirs. Then it's been fun to sort of see that and sort of learn each day from, what a lot of these guys do and how good they are, and see how we go day to day from it.
Did it take you a while to knock off some of the rust, having not played all of last year?
I think it did. There was, a full almost year and a half or so where, there was no full competition. And then, we had spring training, and that was sort of just getting back into it. But I definitely think it took some time for me to sort of get back into the groove of things, which I think was sort of natural for a lot of the guys that weren't able to play and get out there and have that sense of competition. You could go and do all you want to try and replicate it, but being in that situation day in and day out is a little different for sure.
When you look at what you're doing right now and then really, one step from the major leagues, do you give pause? Do you think about, how close you are and what you need to do to get up to the big leagues this year maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I mean, with getting moved up and knowing that you're one step away, the fault is definitely there. But I think for me, what I'm focusing on the most is just, trying to make the best of the situation that I'm in and, do whatever I can to help get the team wins in Norfolk. And I think we got a group of guys that are all on the same page with that and trying to do that each day. So really just focused on the task at hand with this team right now and just having fun and enjoying the moment.
What would you like to see you improve on in your game? I think I saw some of the stats recently that one of the stats, Lanny, is called putting balls in play and your average when you put the ball in play. And, Zach, I want to say you're up in the 380s when – I don't know if you've seen that stat. Whenever you put the ball in play, what are some of the things you'd like to work on while you're at AAA to become a better player and maybe someday make it to the majors?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me that is, I mean, there are a ton of stats now that and a ton of numbers that can be put out there, and honestly, some of them I don't even know how you come up with them, but a lot of them are good. And I think that is a huge thing. I think throughout my career, cutting down on strikeouts has sort of been a thing for me, is making sure that I, am putting the ball in play and focusing on, swinging at pitches that I can do damage to, and knowing that, I don't have to sort of try and force anything, just try and zero in on the mistakes that the pitcher makes and hit those balls hard. So I think just being able to, keep those strikeouts down, putting the ball in play, hitting it hard consistently, especially with how, prevalent strikeouts are in today's game, I sort of want to try to separate myself from that and, not have that as big a part of my game. But, these pitchers now they're pretty good and, throwing 95 to 98, so it makes you sort of zero in and focus in a little bit more and make quicker adjustments. But that's what the fun part of the game is.
We're talking with Zach Jarrett. He's a part of the Norfolk Tides in the 3A, in the AAA in baseball. You talk about that, and I like the way that you approach it, but it seems the game kind of goes the other way against that. They're not as much about putting the ball in play, and you want to cut down on your strikeouts, but it seems like strikeouts and home runs have almost become the norm when it comes to baseball.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it has taken a big part of the game, and everybody loves home runs. I mean, I wish I could go out there and hit one every night, but sometimes, for me, it gets to a point of where if I'm trying to do that, then I'm taken away from my ability to, put the ball in play or just, hit a single with a guy on third. It may not be as big as a 2-run homer, but we're getting a run there and then another runner on base, and hopefully other guys can keep passing it down. But obviously you're going to take what you can get in the game, and if that means you have a guy that's going to go up there and hit 40 to 50 home runs, then why not? That's production for the team. So I think you have certain people that are going to do whatever they are going to do, and you're going to have those guys that put up those numbers and have a high number of strikeouts possibly, and then you're going to have other guys that possibly don't. So I think it's all a good part of the game for sure.
Hey, Zach, do you guys hear much about at the AAA level the doctoring of the baseballs, or do you ever notice maybe some of the pitchers having their pitches, do funny things? Is that stuff happen at the AAA level?
That's not something I can comment on.
I like that answer.
Very good, yeah.
I like that answer. This is an ongoing saga that is not going to get resolved or analyzed this year. This is something that's going to go on for a while from everything that I'm reading and seeing. So that was a good answer. Now, are you off today?
We are off today, yeah. With our schedule right now, we have Mondays off.
Yeah, they have an unusual thing that the majors have instituted this year. They play 6-game series, and so they're off every Mondays. On Mondays.
Yep.
Has that been because of the virus and things, where they've restructured things, or just travel?
Primarily because
it was. Sorry, dude. It was. It's a part of all of it, I think, with the sort of scheduling they did beforehand. They wanted to limit the travel and also sort of just limit I guess, the amount of teams you're seeing and places you're traveling. So it was all a part of it.
And if I'm looking at this correctly, you're actually scheduled to be in Charlotte next week, starting on Tuesday. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. So folks want to get out and see a local guy playing. They'll have an opportunity, and that's a great ballpark down in
Truist Stadium
down in Charlotte. It's a great ballpark. Zach, we won't keep you any longer. Thanks for taking the time. We'd love to keep up with you as the season goes on. And best of luck. Maybe some of us can get down and see you down in Charlotte.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Always love getting on.
Thanks,
Zach.
Thank
we appreciate it. That's Zach Jarrett is making his way through baseball. I like that. He's one of these guys.
No comment. I didn't mean to put him on the spot.
Uh,
That's okay. I like that. I like that. You got a few things on this day?
I got a few things on this day. It's funny, one of his teammates, Hunter Harvey, and was at AAA Norfolk. Now he's up in the big leagues. So, maybe Zach doesn't want to say anything like that, but yeah. Okay, on this day, 1939, Lou Gehrig retired from the New York Yankees due to illness. 1942, Ben Hogan. Some golf news recorded the lowest score at the time, and a U.S. major, 271 score at the U.S. Open in Chicago. In 1963, Cowboys wide receiver Bob Hayes set a world record when he ran the 100-meter dash or 100-yard dash in under 10 seconds, .091.
Bob Hayes?
Bullet Bob Hayes.
Thank you very much.
Bullet Bob Hayes.
Bullet Bob Hayes. Yeah.
Yes. 1970, Tony Jacklin became the second British golfer to win the U.S. Open. In 1970. I don't know who the first was, but Tony Jacklin was the second. 1997, the WNBA made its debut in basketball. I think Catawba County's had two girls that have made the WNBA, played briefly. Jennifer Howard.
Okay.
And there was a girl that played at Hickory High, went to East Carolina, played briefly with the Washington Mystics. I can't remember her name right now, but I think those.
Kara Consuegra, head coach with the Charlotte 49ers, not from here, but she played in the WNBA.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. 1937, the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, televises coverage of the Wimbledon tennis tournament for the very first time. Those are just some of the events.
Did you get Lou Gehrig's
yes.
retirement?
Yes.
Was today.
Mm-hmm.
How about 1946, Bill Veeck buys the Cleveland Indians for $2.2. That was a lot of money.
Yeah, back then.
In 1946. See if there's any others. Did you get Gary Player?
I did not.
Gary Player, 1965, of South Africa, beat Australian Keel Nagel by 3 strokes to win the U.S. Open and completes his career Grand Slam at the age of 29. My wife did not realize, when we were watching this yesterday, did not realize he was from South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
He was. U.S. Open 71, Lee Trevino wins by 2 strokes in a Monday 18-hole playoff. I'd have to go back and see when they changed that from an 18-hole playoff to this new thing, and he beat Jack Nicklaus.
I bet you it's been within the last 10 years.
I would think so.
Yeah, maybe the last 5.
86, Bonos signed a 3-year contract to play for the Royals in 86.
Yeah, he did. I saw him play baseball down in Charlotte for the Memphis Chicks, and he hit a home run. This would have been probably 85 maybe, 86.
What was his better sport in your opinion? If he had just stuck to one. If he had just stuck to one sport.
Baseball.
I
do think.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That would be my guess as well. How about Dion?
Dion football.
Dion football.
Yeah.
Bonos would have been
Bo
baseball.
could hit, he could run, he could throw, he'd do had all the skills to pay the bills.
I've got a really good one here for you. What about Michael Jordan, basketball or baseball?
Tim Tebow, football or baseball?
Baseball. Maybe I made some people mad here early this morning. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining us. We've run over just a little bit. We'll do it all again tomorrow, provided nobody takes my music away. Have a good day.